At this point in Islam Makhachev's career, every time he has a fight announced, people don't expect him to lose whatsoever. They normally just think, oh, he's going to take the guy down, he's just going to control him, or he's going to beat him kind of however he wants. Now he's moved up to welterweight. I don't know if that's going to be such as a popular opinion as it was a lightweight, especially in a matchup against Ian Garry. I think the main problem for Islam could be the length and the height of Ian Garry, but also the skill set. I think Ian Garry is really well rounded. His takedown defense is pretty good. His striking is pretty good. The only thing he really lacks in all of the aspects is finishing ability. He doesn't really finish people. But I want to go through it a little bit. I have a few moments in a few fights that I want to look at. The main thing about that takedown is Islam took his attention off of he kind of feinted a jab and then shot, which Ian Garry got taken down by Shavkat doing pretty much the same thing. He faked the jab and then he took him down. Now, I think Ian Garry has a defensive flaw in this type of situation. He'll kind of lean back and expose his hips when he thinks a punch is coming, especially in the Bilal fight, which I'm going to show right now. Moments like that is where I think Islam could get a takedown. Islam is fights really safe, so I don't know if he'll even be doing stuff like that. But if he is, this is a thing where he could take advantage of this type of defense. Against wrestlers, Ian Garry seems to move a lot on the outside. He doesn't seem to pressure. He still does throw kicks. I don't think he throws as many kicks, but he still does throw kicks, specifically like leg kicks or knee stomps. That's his main tool against wrestlers. Well, the only real wrestlers he's faced is Bilal and Shavkat. And the Shavkat fight, he didn't really start doing anything until the 4th and 5th rounds. And I think they're the only rounds he won. But the Bilal fight, I think, shows a better example of what he's going to fight like against a wrestler. And it was his last fight. Moments like that aren't good. He kind of leaps in with like an uppercut where you could get taken down doing stuff like that. I think Islam, that could be part of a game plan how to get a takedown is be patient. See if Ian Garry is going to overcommit or overdo something while pressure him. Slowly pressure him, slowly creep forwards and level change. If you see what Ian Garry's doing, if he's going to overcommit or he's going to throw kicks at range, he should throw kicks at range. But he's got to throw them correct. He can't throw his kicks like kind of like everyone else that is just catchable, where you can just catch the kick and take him down. It's going to be hard to see and hard to catch, because if it's not, he's probably just going to get taken down. That's another moment where he kind of leans away from a shot and he could get taken down doing stuff like that. Now, in terms of the frame, because I think this is probably the biggest thing in the fight, it's Islam's tallest, longest opponent, and maybe even like biggest weight-wise. The Dan Hooker fight is a tallest guy Islam has fought, but Dan Hooker can't grapple, and Dan Hooker isn't that good anyway. But in terms of just frame-wise, it's gonna kind of look like this. Obviously, Ian Garry is taller and bigger, but Makhachev was also bigger now than he was at this fight. But the Bilal-Ian Garry fight is, I think, what it's going to look like frame-wise. Bilal's kind of like the same build, a lot of muscle. And Ian Garry does have pretty good takedown defense. He showed it against Shavkat. He showed it against Bilal. Like, that's pretty good. I think Islam is better than Shavkat at, like, taking people down and whatnot. I think he has a different... Like, his takedowns are just clean. But something I think Ian Garry could take advantage of is the way Makhachev defends. Islam most of the time will take a step back or 2 quick step backs rather than blocking or stepping to the side, which would make it easier for Ian Garry or anyone that fights Islam to put Islam on the back foot, which, as I think most people know, wrestlers don't like being on the back foot. Little step back, jab, just do a little jab, he step back. He does step back with like hook, check, hook, but against Ian Garry, that probably won't work because Ian Garry's tall and longer than Islam. So if Ian throws a jab or a 1-2 without getting hit by Ian's shots, Islam would have to be on an angle while throwing that hook. Again, a little step back from a jab. So this is something Ian could jab or feint a kick, get his respect early with the kick, start landing some body kicks, leg kick, throw some head kicks or something, and then Islam starts reacting to feints. Then he starts getting backed up, and then Ian starts putting a jab on him or a 1-2. I could very much see this happening. Again, a big step back, a big lunge back is kind of Islam's main defense against punches or kicks. No one really has kicked against Islam because he is a wrestler, but you can kick a wrestler, but you just got to be kicking the right way, and you can't just be throwing the same like body kick, because it's eventually going to get caught. you gotta mix up your kicks and stuff. But this is definitely something Ian could take advantage of. Will he? I don't know. I think he could. I think he's not a dumb fighter, or like, he's smart. I think he would realize something like that he can take advantage of, and it would make it harder for Islam because he's getting backed up and whatnot. I think Ian is able to do that, but it's just a case of will he. But on the feet, there's not really much in this fight in particular, or really any other fight, that I can think Ian could take advantage of this or this or this. Islam is not going to be looking to strike with Ian. I think that would be a dumb idea because he is not a better striker than Ian Garry. He just isn't. I don't know if Islam will be able to go forward without being hit or without taking risk, which he doesn't take a lot of risk. This little plod movement with the little level changes kind of thing, I think this is what Islam's going to try and do, something like that. Will it work? It could work, but if Islam is, I'm curious how Islam's going to close the distance. Will he just shoot from a distance and be able to get it? Possibly. I think he could, but that's the main thing that interests me in this fight, is how Islam is going to be able to close the distance against Ian's long range kicks and whatnot consistently enough that he can win the fight. So I don't think Islam's gonna win on damage necessarily. He could do damage on the ground. He could make Ian tired on the ground, make Ian work. He could submit Ian Garry. I could see that. I mean, this fight could be super one-sided for Islam. He could take Ian down and Ian just can't get up, and then over time Ian just gets more tired because he's the one working on bottom, and he's constantly trying to get up, and Islam's just not giving him any space to do anything, and he's just like suffocating him, kind of like he just did to Jack. I could see the same type of fight. Ian's much better than Jack on the feet and on the ground, but I could see that type of fight. I don't think that's what will happen, but I just think that could happen. I think what's more likely to happen is the first round, Islam is patient, but he's trying to back him up, find a way to consistently back him up. I think he will probably eventually get a takedown or get some control time on the fence. And then whether he does take him down or not, let's say he takes him down, he'll probably control him. Maybe Ian gets up once, and it's kind of a thing like, oh, Ian got up. He showed ability to get up, kind of like they were doing in the Volk fight, where can Volk get up was the whole conversation. And I don't know what round it was. I think the second round maybe Volk got up, but I could see the same situation. Or Islam just keeps him down. Will Ian be able to do enough damage to the point where if Islam does control him for 2 minutes or a minute and a half in a round, Ian still wins that round? Will Islam doesn't really do that much damage ground and pound wise when he's on the ground. He normally looks for a position control and then maybe a submission. Will Islam be able to take Ian's back? That's like Islam's whole thing, really. He likes to take people's backs. He's got a nasty body triangle. I don't know if he'll be able to do that, but if he can take Ian's back, that's not good. That's really not good, because he's probably going to be able to keep doing it. So, but I could see the first round being a close round, like, ooh, Ian was good landing them kicks on the feet, or them kicks, but the pressure with the pressure against the kicks and the movement, and then Islam gonna take down at the end of the round. He controlled him for 50 seconds or whatnot. Second round comes out, Ian's blasting the kicks. Maybe Islam goes and shoots a minute into the round that time. Maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't. If he doesn't get it, then it's a bit like a, Ian might have him here, folks. Islam throwing that sneaky calf kick, but Ian's dodging it, folks. Kind of situation. If Ian's winning, it's going to be a situation of it's not that competitive on the feet. Like, Islam's missing if he is throwing on the feet, and Ian is landing, maybe blocking. Islam's blocking a lot, but he'll land here and again with a body kick or a leg kick. He'll clip him with a jab or a left hook, or maybe a body, like a right hand to the body or something like that. Maybe Ian lands a good combination of something, and Islam backs up a bit, circles out, and then Islam shoots, and maybe he gets it, then controls the round, but Ian did more damage on the feet, and they go into the third round. Maybe Islam's looking a bit tired. That's what a fight would look like if Ian's winning, I think. But if Islam's winning, it would be more of a Ian's getting backed up. He's not really doing much. He's not getting he can't control the distance. He's constantly in that range where Islam's either out of the range, out of distance to get hit, or he's in that boxing range where he can shoot, or he can clinch and then get him against the fence and get a takedown. And maybe Ian's defending well and can get up, but he's not doing enough damage on the feet when he is up. That's the kind of fight Islam would win. But if Ian can, when he's on the feet, do enough damage and do enough, that's the fight Ian will win. In terms of what Ian can take advantage of, I can only really see the stand-up. I just don't know if Ian will be able to get up consistently or get up at all. I think he's good enough to get up. He's better than Jack. He's probably better than Dustin. Experience-wise, obviously not, but skill set-wise, I think he's as good, if not better than Dustin. And Dustin was defending nice at times. Dustin just didn't do enough damage on the feet. But if it's like the Dustin fight, but he's doing more damage on the feet, then it's a situation of we have a real competitive fight here. Islam struggling, or I think it's an interesting fight. I think it's pretty interesting. I've seen most people just think, oh, Ian's weak. Ian doesn't have the, like, people just think Ian's weak, or because he don't finish people, or he looks physically weak or something, or his personality, he's like kind of cringe. Doesn't mean he's weak. People were saying it in the Shavkat lead up to that fight, and then people were surprised, like, oh, Ian didn't just get steamrolled. It's like, yeah, he's not trash. He's not just some bum. But now people are still making that mistake in this fight. But yeah, I think it should be a competitive fight. I'm not gonna make a prediction yet. I'll see if there's any interviews that come out where they kind of, you know, talk about how they're gonna fight. Ian already made a thing where he wants to stop Islam in the 4th round. Like, you're not gonna, highly doubt you're gonna stop anyone. You're not gonna stop him unless you do, which I don't. The chances of that happening is very slim. I'll wait until the fight gets closer. Some interviews come out, maybe Islam talks about Khabib, or someone talks about how, yeah, we're working on the pressure and closing the distance and stuff like that. And we've seen some things of him overextending. I don't know if they'll give that much information out, but, you know, just some little things, give people an idea on how each fighter's gonna fight and what things they see. But yeah, I just want to talk about this for a little bit, and that's it.